Welcome to episode 35, The Current Backloggers. The date is October 8th. I'm your host, KCP, along with my good friend and co-host, Cody G. Cody, how's it going?
Pretty good, man.
Yeah, I'm good.
Good.
I went in the middle of that time. It started strong, but I didn't keep it going, you know? I don't think I sounded like that. So what have you been up to lately? Let's see.
Just still organizing DVDs and video games, man. It's a lot more work than I thought it would be.
I bet. With how much
Scanning
you have.
stuff. Yeah, but it's kind of, I can't wait for it to just be finished. So that way, like, when I buy shit, I just do the shit that I bought, and that's it. I'm going to create a little area where it's like, this is where the new stuff goes, so I can put it in the collection. So, yeah, that's I think sometimes when I give myself goals for my days off, I give myself too much, and I get pissed off because I didn't finish them. But then I realize, like, these were really hard goals that just... Because at the beginning, I'm like, I'm going to get so much stuff done. I'm going to do this and do that. But not realizing just putting DVDs in an app and alphabetically on a shelf is a lot harder than I thought.
No, that's something that drive me nuts.
It's kind of fun, though. You just put on a podcast or turn a movie on and give yourself some zone-out work. And then when you get super burned out, which happens, I just get up and walk away. Because then I start, like... The minimalist becomes out of me, and I don't like that. Like, you need to sell all of this. Why do you have a copy of this 1942 movie that you're never going to watch? Then I'm like, okay, it's time to get up. I'm talking evil. But I have been getting rid of stuff. I went through my VHS collection, pulled out a bunch of dumb stuff. Because it seems like when you find VHSs you want, for some reason at yard sales, they're always like, well, you have to buy all of them. And it's like, I don't want the Titanic. There's a lot of like common VHS tapes that you see, and you're like, I don't want any of this. I just want your rare horror film here. So I'm purging that, and I purged my PS4 collection.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'll probably throw them up on eBay. I'll shoot you a photo of them first, though, in case you want any of them.
How many do you think there is?
That I'm getting rid of on the PS4? I don't want to exaggerate. Maybe 15 to 20.
Still a decent amount.
Yeah. Well, it's a lot of stuff that also came out on the Xbox One that I've already beat, and if I want to play it again, it'll be on the Xbox. It was games that I bought before I had an Xbox.
Yeah.
Back when I was Team PlayStation, and then I came to the... Like, oh my God, woke up. Like, what have I done? Why didn't I buy an Xbox on day one?
I hear you.
I was just so mad. I mean, oh my God, the guy before Phil Spencer.
Don Matrick.
Yeah, Don Matrick made me so mad, man. That VHS and, like, not even focusing on games. And
Yeah.
I was like, that's it. I'm buying. After that E3, I was like, I was all alone. I was like, well, there's that. Just decided I'm buying a PS4. Don't like you.
No,
And then I wish I would have, because I would have loved to have had the day one edition. Purchased it. Also, it helped. That year, it seemed like a lot of people switched to PS4, at least in my friend group. Went from 360 to PS4.
I was gonna say, I feel like it's opposite for me. I feel like most people didn't even actually get a new console like I did, but the ones that did, I feel like mainly got Xbox Ones.
Really?
Yeah. But most of the people in my group didn't even get them for a while.
Well, then they, like, soon after that, they quickly were like, oh, well, PC's better, and then everybody went to PC. Because that was also, a few months later, I think Arma came out. Got really obsessed with that. Or it might have been the year before Armor came out. I was on that. But, yep. Also been going back and forth on the Xbox One X. Series X, Jesus. These names. I don't know, man. I don't know if that's responsible. The responsible Cody should not buy it.
But is the responsible Cody going to be around?
Oh, no, usually Manic Cody. He pops up, and we end up with like 100 DVDs and a bunch of video games, and then you're like, how did we get here? I haven't even talked to Renee about it yet still. Because it's like, okay, let's talk about it. Like, okay, I'll plan it right now. I'm going to talk to you about it right now. And it's like, well, we just spent $300 on groceries. This is not a good time. We just paid the mortgage. This is not a good time. So it's just not been a good time to talk about it for.
Yeah.
I feel like I know her answer. She's just gonna be like, "Buy it if you want to," and I was like, "Oh, I know you're mad. You're mad. I can tell." But I also don't want to lose my pre-order because I don't know anybody that wants one that needed one. If you exist out there, and listen to this podcast, and you want one, I'd be happy to get it to you.
What about Carrot? He doesn't want it.
No, he's holding off too. Mainly because of Halo.
Yeah, I know. Last time I talked to him, he said he's still planning on getting one, but he must have been hyping himself up.
It's possible.
That's all you've been up to, though?
Yep.
I haven't been up to a whole lot either, so I can't judge. Been working a lot of overtime and still will be. I realized by the time I'm done with overtime, which will be in about a week and a half, I'll work 19 straight days.
Jeez, man.
Yeah.
Full 8-hour shifts?
Yeah, well, all of them are at least 8 hours. Some of them more than that. But nothing's been less than 8 hours. But it was one of those things that I just kept taking it, and I was like, man, I wonder how long it's been, because it doesn't feel that long at all. I was like, oh shit, by the time this is over, it's gonna be actually a minimum of 19, because I might end up taking more by then. But that's all I have scheduled right now. But I don't think I've ever said on here. Usually when people talk about that kind of stuff, it's because they're bitching. But the nice thing about my job is that overtime's literally never been mandatory. So anytime I take it, it's on me. So it's not me complaining. And obviously it sucks to work it, but I'm choosing to do it and getting extra money for it, so I can't really complain.
It's good, man.
Yeah.
Since I'm third shift at my job, they're kind of like, it's not required for you guys, but then they kind of twist your arm like, wait, it's next week, or?
I had a job like that.
Yeah. You doing that, or it's like they make it awkward for you? It's like, why would you put in the emails and everything? Like, but yeah. So I'm gonna have some overtime coming up as well.
I hear ya.
Doing security for junior diabetes walk. So it's real important. Those kids act up, dude. They get low on sugar, dude. They get wild.
I hate you.
That's why it's easy. It's like easy overtime.
Yeah.
Nothing's gonna happen. Jab them right in the neck.
Then besides that, I went to another drive-in, but I can talk about what movies I saw when we talk about what we've been watching. Do you want to, before we get into the normal show, do our Halloween games we were talking about last week?
Let's do it, buddy.
You want to start, or you want me to?
Sure.
Sure to what? Because I said, do you want to start, or do you want me to?
Funny you said that. I was at GameStop earlier today, and there was the GameStop employee definitely did not ask a yes or no question. And in my mind, I was like, oh, definitely a yes or no question, because the lady's like, yes. He's like, so do you want me to do this one, or do you want me to grab that one for you? Yes. And in my mind, I was like, well, you look like an idiot, and I just now did it, so that's karma.
I'm joking. I was guessing you just didn't hear me. Remind me to tell you a GameStop story after we're done with the podcast.
Oh, dang, okay.
I didn't mean to tell you.
Let me see here. So how I split up my list is I have not played a lot of horror games. So my list is kind of like the recent horror games I played and have enjoyed. And some really good ones from when I was in high school I liked. And then I put 4 on here that I want to play this month. Starting out, I guess we'll start off with probably the one that I'm considering not a video game. I don't know what to describe it as, but it definitely was a big YouTube thing. Slender, that browser game.
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone knows what I'm talking about. The collecting notebook papers and
based off the popular movie Slender Man.
That's right, that huge hit, the blockbuster that came out after it. You like that? I explained your joke there.
I didn't really appreciate it, but yeah, sure.
I just felt like it took the mainstream. It was kind of cool for a little bit, like, oh, this is fun, and people are enjoying this. But then it quickly became one of those YouTube things that got annoying of people screaming and shouting and overacting. I felt like there was some meat there, as the kids say. It's a good kid saying. They could have done something, a whole new game, or
Made a movie that wasn't shit.
That's right. I thought it was a really cool premise to that game. And the word of mouth. So that's why I put it on here. But yeah.
Gotcha. You want to go back and forth? Is that what you're doing? Or because I probably got a lot more than you. So if you want to go your list and then mine, how are you going to do it?
That sounds good. And then the next one, which came out kind of after that, was kind of like the I don't know if it rebooted the horror genre. Kind of brought it back, was Amnesia.
Yeah, I've heard good things about that. I haven't played it.
I played it in high school. It was right after I got my PC too. Jeez, man. That's just how old my PC is. I feel like now it's going to be incredibly dated, but at the time it was so creepy and so well done, and nothing came out like that. Then the next one was Outlast. I played that actually with Peter.
Mm-hmm.
We played that together on the couch, and we played all in one sitting. That really fucked me up. The whole camera set, just that the whole setting's great. I haven't played the sequel. I hear it's not that good. Well, I don't know. I hear it's not as good as the first one. I'd be down to try it.
These are games you have played, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm worried about one of the games on your list. I feel like I might know what it is, but we'll wait till you get to that.
Really? Okay. The next one I didn't beat, but it's one that I always want to go back to. And it's actually part of my purge of PS4 games. So if you want this PS4 game, Casey, let me know. Evil Within. I bought it on Black Friday before I got, maybe the year before, or I can't remember. No, I think it was the year after I got my Xbox. But it's still on PS4 a lot. And I don't know, it's a really cool story. It scared the shit out of me. It's very similar to how I felt playing Resident Evil 4 as a kid or watching my friends play that.
Okay.
Let's see. And then probably my next one is Fear. Shooter.
I got that on my list.
That was probably my first game that I played. I watched people play and picked up a controller randomly for Resident Evil 4, but the first game that I think horror game I've ever played was actually Fear, which is really late in the horror genre of games. I just never were my forte, but I think there's something special about. I should have started off with this, but something special about horror games. I can watch horror movies all day and just not feel anything. It takes a real special movie to be like, oh shit, scared. But like the dumbest, like Slender, the browser game, you've seen what that is. Still scares the shit out of me.
Yeah.
There's something about controlling that main character and being you're in control. Scares the shit out of me. And then these next two I think are just tied for first place in my heart, just because they're really good. But Left 4 Dead. I remember
down here too.
going to see Zombieland, and then I think pre-ordering the sequel, Left 4 Dead 2, I think. And I went with one of my good friends, and we watched just a really awesome memory around that game, and I sunk way too many hours into those games.
Mm-hmm.
And then Dead Space.
I got that on mine too.
Yeah. I was late to Dead Space, really late.
As I said, I thought you said you hadn't played it. I must think of somebody else.
I haven't beat it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I haven't beat the first one. That's the only one I've played. But man, I picked that up 2012 maybe. So that was when the third one was coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Might have been 2013. That game's just awesome, man. I hear it kind of goes downhill as a series.
Yeah, I think. Well, it depends what you're looking for. For me, it did. I think the obviously graphics and visuals get better because later, and the shooting mechanics I think are definitely better. But I feel like it loses a lot of the survival horror and the scariness, which is I thought the coolest part of it. So if you did just like the action and the shooting, I think it definitely is a better game. But I thought the survival horror was much cooler end of it. So for me, it went downhill.
Yeah, I think it might have been a year after the third one came out when I picked up the first one or something. I feel like it was 2013. It might have been. I sort of remember thinking, like, why am I buying it this close to the next generation? But I remember watching trailers and videos of the third one and being like, this looks like a shooter.
Yeah.
Like humans and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And it added co-op, which I almost never have an issue with co-op, but that just shows how much they went away from survival horror and the creepiness of being alone on a ship and dark settings to having somebody next to you and like snowy environments and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Complete opposite.
R.I.P. Visceral.
Yep.
So the next 4, well, kind of 5 games I would like to beat this month, but once again, I'm just thinking I could have endless time to do shit once again, and putting my hopes way up there and overshooting and not really doing what I wanted to do. So I should really lower my expectations. Because when I make a list of stuff I want to do and I don't do it, I get bummed. It's like, Cody, give yourself 36 things to do around your house in 2 days. But so the 4 games, 5-ish games, so I guess I'll start with the first one. I would like to go back and finish Dead Space. I'd start from the beginning, just because I don't remember that. And then Blair Witch.
That was one I was worried you'd have on there.
Really? I
Yeah.
want to play it. I haven't played it at all.
Yeah.
Then the next one just came out this last week, I think, a week before. Carry On. That not Double Fun.
Yeah.
Little.
I pictured that as 2 separate words, like a carry-on bag. Like, yeah, carry on the big red monster thing.
Yeah. What's that company? Devolver.
Yeah.
I hear good stuff about that. And then Eternal Darkness on the GameCube. And man, I'm a Don with my boy here.
That's right, buddy.
Or boys. I got my other friends like, dude, you're behind that. Oh, do a playthrough with me.
If you play Blair Witch, I don't know you don't normally stream, but you should find a way to stream it because I feel like you're going to get so pissed and you probably won't stick to it. I talked about it. Yeah, I think I talked about it on here.
I think so.
But I think it has a lot of cool ideas, and I think it's cool in premise without spoiling anything. Everybody knows in Blair Witch the whole point of it is like you think you know where you're going, and then you don't, and then it's kind of mess with your mind because you'll do things over and over. And that is cool the first couple times that happens. You're, oh, shit, I just end up in the same spot. But then when it happens like 40 times and you know you're going the right way, it kind of just feels like I said, I know it's the point of the movie and the series, but I feel like it doesn't translate well to games when you just have to do this thing over and over, kind of reverse what you're talking about being in control and being scared of a character, or because you are the character. I feel like it's 100 times more frustrating when you're the character and you're like, okay, I know I'm going this way and it's the right way, but it's going to still be the wrong way. And then, like I said, I think it's also definitely held back from the fact that the developer wasn't well known and definitely kind of got pushed out there. I think even though those things would have still been frustrating, I think if it was somebody much bigger, it might be easier to overlook those things because it wasn't so janky, and you might get some jump scares, but I think that's about it. Maybe you'll feel different and you'll love it. And if you do, I would say it's better. I wanted to like it, and I even played all the way through. And then also the main pull for me, I was like, I want to see how this finishes, even though there's a lot of frustration. And it couldn't have ended more anticlimactically and frustrating. It was so bad. But I know I'm selling it well. But also we have different views on stuff anyway, so you might be like, I don't know, I thought it was fucking awesome. And that's why I want you to stream it, if you want to, obviously.
Yeah.
If you have a different take and you really like it, it'd be interesting to see that. And if you don't, I think it'd be very funny.
Yeah, we'll see. So get some work done.
You could even just use the shitty like Xbox streaming or whatever if you don't want to have like a whole setup. But if you're curious about getting into the actual streaming stuff, you could try that.
Okay.
Did you have any more? I wasn't trying to interrupt.
Oh, no. That's totally fine. That's it. Yeah, Blair Witch is one of those things I love the first movie. It's one of my favorite horror movies of all time. But I think there's 4 video games. Might even be a comic in there. And a sequel.
Yeah.
And nothing's ever lived up to that. Not even close. That sequel is horrendous. I think the closest... this probably doesn't count, but I think the thing that I like, if you take the first movie out of everything they've ever made in that universe, Todd McFarlane made a Blair Witch action figure that I think might be the only good thing that's come out of that universe. But we'll see what I think about this game. Maybe it'll be the third thing.
Okay. Um, so my list, like I said, I definitely have more games. Mine's kind of a mixture. It's games I've finished and I loved, or games I've started and I haven't finished, but I think have a lot of promise or I really liked. And I put them in order of release year. So I'll start with the oldest one here, which is Fear from 2005, which I know 2005, well, it's depends how you look at it. It's crazy that that's 15 years ago. But also, there's obviously plenty of games that came way before that. But I think for horror games, I feel like it's hard. Even 2005 starts to look a little silly and hard to scare you at that point. But I feel like Fear still works because, like I said, the shooting mechanics I think would still be solid. And even though the graphics don't hold up, I think the art style and the way they use the jump scares and the creepiness of the little girl, I think would definitely still work. And I think the shooter and as a game is still solid as well.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of forget you're playing a horror game. You're just like, oh, it's
Yeah.
another shooter, and then just Alma
Yeah, I think
just
so.
pops up out of nowhere. You're like, oh shit, that's right. This is a scary game.
Uh-huh. The next one, I feel like a lot of people wouldn't consider it on this kind of list, but we've talked a lot about this game anyways. I think you should play no matter what.
Can I
But
guess?
yeah,
Costume Quest.
no, that's on here too.
Oh, okay.
Because I'll get into it when I get to that game. But BioShock, the original BioShock. I know it's not a Halloween movie, and it's not even really a horror movie, but I told you more than like jump scares and like gore or anything. I've always been more creeped out just like the terrifying nature of people being messed up and something like that, where you could see that happening in the world and how creepy it is.
I was almost put that on my list as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like, does this count?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people would say it wouldn't, so I don't blame you for not doing it. But it also is a great excuse to play one of the best games of all time, I think, easily. But I do think, even though it's not a Halloween or a horror game per se, I think it's definitely could be put in those categories. And that was 2007, I don't think I said. But my next one was Left 4 Dead 2 from 2009. And I put the second one, I love both of them. But I think,
2009?
yeah.
Bro. I was just thinking back like, oh, that's like 5-6 years ago. I was just
Yeah,
pre-ordering it.
Some of these I was looking, I was like, oh, God, this is sad.
Turning into old men, dude.
Yeah.
I was like a sophomore in high school.
Yeah, I remember. One of my friends played it literally like every day. He would come over and just play the entire night, like every night. It was so much fun.
What was your favorite map?
For me, in Left 4 Dead 2, it was definitely a carnival because that's I think theme parks are always super awesome in these kind of settings. And the first one, I had to think about it, but I'll go ahead if you want to.
I'm trying to remember. Is this? I get them all confused because they're kind of basically the same game.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Is the cornfield in the second one?
I think that's the first, I feel
it?
like, because me and him played the first one more because that's when he hung out with me more. I think the second one's a better game.
The mall?
The mall,
car? You're fighting to get to the car?
That would have been the second one because that's when you start using the gas cans, like the salvage mode. But I think they're both would hold up and still be fun. But I think the second one did everything better than the first one did. And there's no real story to it, so I feel like if you never played it, you might as well start with the Left 4 Dead 2. So that's why I put that one on there and not the other one, but I don't think you could really go wrong playing either of them. And then the next one is one I talked to you many times about. I think is a must-play. Is Xbox exclusive Alan Wake from 2010, which that one was nuts to me. There's been decades since Alan Wake came out, especially because I feel like we heard about that game for like 5 years before, so I feel like that game's just been around forever, but also it's crazy it's been 10 years. But it's, I think, again, not really classified as Halloween or horror, but the mystery of it and the storyline and the twist and everything is just so fucking good. And the atmosphere, I feel like it's one of the best atmospheres in games ever. The voice acting is so solid in it. Kind of off topic, but still on topic. I think it's super weird. I don't know. Did you hear about the Control DLC, which is Remedy's newest game? It's been out for a little bit. But did you hear how they're putting Alan Wake DLC out? Or I think it's already out now.
Yeah, didn't they say it's the same universe?
Yeah, which I think that's cool because I think it's weird how Alan Wake kind of just went or abandoned for like 8 years now because they had those little games that came out in between there.
Doesn't the remaster come out this month? Or for what they're calling it, the new control.
Oh, for
bundle.
Control, yeah. I think Alan Wake. Um,
Surprise!
but I think that's super. As cool as I think that is, I feel like it either has to not connect very much at all and just be like really like Twin Peaks, so like it's just part of the same universe and not really address it. Because Alan Wake is still exclusive to Xbox, and that DLC is coming out to PlayStation. So I feel like that'd be so weird to play that on PlayStation and be like, wait, what the fuck is... I mean, I know you know what Alan Wake is, but I feel like that'd be so weird to be like, oh, okay, we still can't play this game. So I feel like either it's going to be so disconnected that it's kind of pointless, or it's going to be so connected that you're kind of leaving out half your audience by doing that. But I already wanted to play Control because I do like Remedy, and I still haven't played Quantum Break, but I need to play both those, and that DLC just got me more excited being a sort of Alan Wake fan. And then my next one was Costume Quest from 2010, and this game is not horror in the slightest, but definitely Halloween theme, which I told you guys I like horror movies, and if I actually am genuinely scared, I like it. But more than that, I like things that actually feel like Halloween and have a Halloween vibe. Like, I was thinking today, I think that's actually why I love Trick or Treat so much, that movie. I do think that's a solid horror movie, but it literally just feels like a Halloween movie at the same time. Like a lot of these horror movies that people talk about, I'm like, that doesn't remind me of Halloween at all. I mean, you might get scared, and I guess that's part of Halloween, but to me, I connect so much more with stuff that I feel like is actually Halloween. And this game is a prime example of that. Trick or treating was one of my favorite things as a kid. And
As an adult, you mean?
huh?
As an adult, you mean?
No, it still would be, and that's what I was getting at. This game, I guess I could say what it is. It's I feel like the best way to describe it is it's very a very light version of a turn-based RPG, which is probably not what you expect for this, but it's in like a really cutesy kids art style, like a Saturday morning show or something. And the kids dress up in their costumes and they go trick-or-treating. And then when they knock on the door, they either get candy or they get these monsters that come out and attack them. And then when the monsters come out and attack them, whatever costume they have on, they turn into like what they imagine themselves being. So there'll be like this shitty robot built out of like boxes, but then it'll turn into like this giant mech and start destroying them, or whatever. There's a shitty Statue of Liberty, and then it turns into like this badass Statue of Liberty. Or this is a spoiler for the second one, but I gotta tell you, one of them's candy corn, and when it turns into battle, it's just a giant piece of candy corn. They just make jokes about how worthless he is. I was like, this is so fucking good. But I just think it's such a cool idea, and it might sound, oh my God, I was about to say it might sound corny, but I realized what I was just talking about. But it's true. This actually, and I played it at the perfect time because it came out around Halloween. It reminded me of actually trick-or-treating again, which is so weird for a game like this, and gave me that feeling again, which was I didn't expect from this kind of fucking game. So I connect to it real fast, and they also have amazing writing, and there's no voice acting. It's kind of like Charlie Brown, like the mumbling or whatever. But the text is so brilliantly written and actually genuinely funny, which is a good thing I think most games struggle with, is humor. I feel like you probably list like on two hands how many games have been genuinely funny, and I feel like this is definitely one of them, and the sequel, which I'll get to. The next one was Dead Space, which we talked about 2011, and I looked it up. I didn't remember being so close together. They came out one every year. So the second one was 2012, and the third was 2013, which is like I said, I was a fan of the first one the most, but that's kind of impressive. They were able to make those kind of games every year because they were not very similar. And like I said, everything besides what I like about it got better. I think, like if you're just judging critically, they definitely got better as games. So that's pretty impressive. They could fucking do that. And I don't know if EA had the rights to Dead Space or what, because I can't believe they haven't done some kind of trilogy and sold that for $60. I don't know what's holding back. I hope we get a Dead Space 4 or a reboot and goes back to like its true horror vibes, but I don't know if that'll ever happen since, like you said, they're shut down now. But it's a third-person survival horror game, and you're trapped on Ishimura, which is the ship that he's on, and you play as Isaac Clarke. He's an engineer, which is one of the cool things because his weapon actually makes sense. A lot of games just add shit in. But he was a plasma cutter, which he could use for engineering. And that was his first weapon. And then he starts crafting shit as he goes since he's an engineer. But just everything about it is so cool. And the dismemberment, how you had to take out like certain body parts and they start crawling towards you. And taking out specific things to take people down was just so cool and so different than anything we played at the time, I think.
Yeah. Especially just like the toggling of how the weapon shot.
Yeah.
And what it would do. I think the first one came out in 2008.
Did it? That's what I thought, because that seemed way too late, but Google.
It looks like Google told me EA owns.
It does.
Yeah. It's maybe after this Mass Effect game finally. Mass Effect game comes out. I put. Sorry, it's my alarm.
Oh, you're good.
My home alarm alerting me that it's going on and offline. So my mind's like, I'm getting robbed right now. But the Mass Effect collection. You know, they've clearly it exists, but they haven't acknowledged it yet. So maybe next year.
Which is, I'll get back to Dead Space, but it's so weird how they keep avoiding that. I don't know why the hell they're not putting it out. I feel like it's already weird they waited this long, but putting out the next generation just seems really weird to me. I don't feel like it's gonna. That game, especially, feels like it would not be bolstered that much by the next generation. I bet there's only so much you can do with that unless they're completely reworking everything, which I doubt they are, and unless they've had dev kits for those for a long time. I can't imagine they were even developing for those consoles. It was out in 2008, which makes way more sense because that's what I thought. What was coming up for literally called Dead Space was 2011.
The Blu-ray or the movie?
No, it was the iOS version of Dead Space.
Oh.
Google decided to bring that up first, which is even weirder because it's iOS.
One to look out for. It's actually the rarest of the Dead Spaces. Is the Wii one.
Oh, I had that. I got rid of it, but I almost stopped putting that on here, but I didn't end up playing enough of it. But that was really well done.
Was it?
Yeah.
It's
just like what do you call it? House of the Dead, but Dead Space, and same thing. The dismemberment still was a thing, so that was really cool to be able to have that.
Let me look it up right now. So Dead Space Extraction, complete right now is like $20, which is like that's not expensive, Cody. But for Wii, that's like up there with Mario's, and I'm sure it didn't have a crazy print rate.
Yeah.
So grab it now. It's one of those games I see going $40, $50. I picked up at a pawn shop. I got lucky.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's like, the Wii stuff, man, it's like $2. And I was like, I'll grab this for $2.
I know I still do have the PlayStation version, which I think is the better version anyways, because Move controllers, which I think the tech in that is definitely higher than the Wii controllers or Wiimotes. So I might have to go back to that. But, 2008 for Dead Space, 2011 for Dead Space 2, and Dead Space 3 is 2013. So that makes a lot more sense about the time frame. So I don't know how the hell they were manufacturing games that quality at that rate. That still isn't that much time, so that's kind of impressive. But that would have just been fucking crazy. The next one I have is The Walking Dead Season 1 by Telltale from 2012. I know there's been a lot of Walking Dead since then, and I haven't played all of it. But what I have played, I liked it, but I don't think anything has been able to match the first season to storytelling they had in that was so solid. And I almost didn't put it on here because it is kind of like the Walking Dead show where it's kind of horror, but then kind of just a drama and kind of just a drag at a lot of spots. But I think it is one of the things the first one does well is that it has some of those moments, but they're few and far between. And I think they do the introducing the zombies and all that really well in it. I think the biggest knock against it, like I've always said about Telltale games, is a fucking engine. How the frame rate will just drop and fucking just kill the game, and it's consistent doing that. But that's not something that gets fixed in the later games anyway. So it's not even like one of those things where you don't want to play the first one because of that. And then the next one, for pretty similar reasons, The Wolf Among Us from 2013, which is another one I don't think most people consider horror, and I don't really either. But the whole fantasy and mixing all these characters in reminded me of Halloween and having a big bad wolf as the main character. And I think I've told you this is actually my favorite Telltale game.
I think you said it on the podcast too.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
I think it's the most creative one, and this is a world I knew nothing about, so that tells you how well done it was, because obviously things like The Walking Dead and Batman should be already have a leg up, just kind of already care about those franchises. So the fact that this one came along and I think is better than all of them, I think says something, and I really hope the second one still comes out after they Telltale came back, or whatever you want to call it. But it also, I'm bummed every time somebody talks about Among Us now, because for a second I had to think, what the fuck are people talking about this? And I'm like, oh yeah, they're not. Nobody's talking about The Wolf Among Us. Then the next one I had is a game that I haven't finished. I think all of these up to this point I have finished. Yeah. It's one you had on your list.
Oh, buddy, sorry. I hate to jump back to Dead Space, but I think one of the scariest parts of it...
As long as you don't say Dead Space like that.
What did I say?
You just spaced it out. I think other people do that sometimes too, and nobody else probably noticed. You know how I am with dumb shit like that.
So, Dead Space.
Oh, I get it. The Dead Space.
Yeah. He, while you're playing the game, he's going through, it's not Alzheimer's, but dementia.
It's been so long. Is that always
something like that? He's like losing his mind, and it doesn't sound creepy, but for some reason that aspect of it really fucked with me. Like, I couldn't imagine being this lone engineer on the ship. And I think it wasn't the ship named after Alien? Wasn't the Alien ship?
Was it? Is that what the Ishimura is?
I don't know. I don't know if it was a call out. I can't remember what the... Well, you know what? I could look that up.
I should know that since I talk about how much I love Alien.
But he, the fact he's losing his mind and just thinking you're stranded on the ship, you're also going crazy, and there's these weird monsters there. And he's not a soldier.
Yeah.
Which is a really cool part of it, which is why it's kind of irritating when I watched, like, the third one, and he's like, I love Call of Duty, but it's like, it looks like a Call of Duty game or something, fighting humans. Let's see, Alien name ship name. I don't, maybe it's not. I don't, maybe not. Maybe they just took a lot of the same aspects. I don't know. I'll look up more about that, but for some reason that always comes up to my mind. Maybe it's like I watched like a lot of developers, like documentaries on it or something. They mentioned.
Oh, I'm sure they had inspiration by that for sure.
I know Halo too. I remember that DVD that came with Halo when they were like,
yeah,
we almost stole everything from Alien. But yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, you're good. I was just gonna say next one is 2013, a game you had on your list and one that I never beat, Outlast. And it was kind of similar to your situation, but I was playing with somebody on the couch as well. And it was the late Cabal. And so I purposely didn't play it because we were supposed to be together. But I think it's kind of like when your dad says he's going out for cigarettes. I don't think he'd come back to beat it with me. So I should probably just go back and beat this game. Because I was having fun. And I feel like if I remember right, you're trapped in an insane asylum, right? And you're trying to get out. Yeah. And shit just keeps messing with you. And
you're not... Well, you're trying to get out, right? But I think the aspect of it is like also take proof
Yeah.
of how fucked up it is.
Uh-huh.
So you're taking photos, right? It's been so
Think
long
so.
since I've
Yeah, same here.
played it.
Probably 2014 is when I probably played it.
Oh, this is what it was. It's pitch black in there, and the only way to see... There's certain parts of the game, the only way you can see is to use, like, the night vision in the
Oh,
camera.
yeah.
Is that what it was?
Uh-huh.
That was a real cool aspect of it. And you
Yeah.
had battery life on your camera, too?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And then the next one, 2014, Costume Quest 2, which is crazy. There's 4 years between those games. They obviously didn't need that much development. That was just one of those things that people kept demanding it, and they finally ended up making it, which is cool. But I think, like I said, I intentionally didn't put both Left 4 Deads on here. But I think both these are on here because I think I know they do connect story-wise and actually pretty tightly for games that you think are just kind of like silly and kind of nonsense stories. They go together directly. And I haven't beat Costume Quest 2. When I talked about what I'm playing, I actually went back and restarted it. But I love what I played, and so far I think when I played it the first time and didn't finish it, because I played almost till the end, I think they improved almost everything, and like I said, it continued the adorable, funny story. So I think both of them are perfect Halloween games, and also good games because not too difficult, not too long. They can be long if you want to explore everything, so I make them way longer than they need to be because, that's how I play games. But if you really just wanted to finish the game, you could probably do it. I didn't look it up, but I imagine like 6 hours or something. But I think they're well worth playing. And then the next one is a game I'm actually not crazy about yet. I've been streaming it, Alien Isolation from 2014. But... but I feel like even in the short time I played it and me not being good at it, I could definitely see why it'd be perfect for this time of year and getting all the lights out and everything. And like I talked about last week, one of the main issues I've had is that it is like a stealth survival horror game, and that's what I'm bad at. So I think if that was your kind of game, I feel like this is like a must-play kind of game. The next one is VR exclusive, which is another thing. I haven't played much horror in VR, and I feel like if I did, this list would be way different because you're talking about how you're in control of somebody and how much scary that makes. I feel like even like the dumbest horror in VR can easily scare you, let alone like a good horror game. And this one, I think is definitely more on the silly end, but Until Dawn, Rush of Blood from 2016, the like on-rail shooter, kind of like House of the Dead. I can't believe we brought that up multiple times, but kind of like that, but you're on a roller coaster and like amusement parks and scary areas. But I feel like everybody that I've seen play that, including myself, has jumped just on the on-rail shooter. So I think it's definitely worth playing if you have VR, and you can get it for like $5-10. The next one definitely can be scary, but I feel like in a different way, is Friday the 13th from 2017, which that one jumped out to me. Is it 2017? We were playing that shit 3 years ago. That seems like we were doing that like 8 months ago. But there's no campaign to it, which I think is a bummer because I think campaign that game could have been so much fun. And the game itself, I don't think is inherently scary, but I feel like when we played, I know we were all like excited and everything, but I think there is something actually genuinely scary about like trying to get away. And, oh shit, he's right there, because I feel the fact that everybody is a human-controlled character makes it so much more terrifying, and that you are playing with people and you're, oh my god, he knows I'm here. When normally, if that was a campaign, I think it'd be fun. I feel like it'd be like, okay, he's just standing there and I just gotta move around, and you wouldn't think about it because a human's not on the other side doing it. I feel like the fact that aspect of it just makes it so crazy.
And just like they give you like little things you have to missions to complete.
Yeah.
And try to get in the car and try to escape or call the police, and they really had something there, man. And I think a little bit of polishing that could have been a huge hit. The car aspect of it, like you're trying to run around and get parts for the car, and this like half naked woman running around with a car battery, and like, okay, I got the battery, and you're putting it in, and it's like the driving too. You think driving's easy in video games, but somehow they make it terrible, but it's still great because it feels so real. And there's a music when he shows up, and yeah, there's something there. And it sucks because that game probably will turn into a party game where you have to have people over, because I don't think those servers will be up much longer. Which would have been nice to have a campaign or something too. That people could go back and experience that stuff. But yeah,
I think they did eventually add in bots, didn't they? So you could play the base game.
Oh, really?
I might be making that up, but I think you would lose a lot of that, especially without a story to go with it. But I think they did at least add something, but I might be making that up. Yeah, as soon as I put this on the list, all those memories came back to me. I feel like that's why it feels like it's so recent. I was like, man, I could play this with all you guys right now again. That was some of the funnest times I had in games in a while. And this shitty game for like $20. It was so much fucking fun.
That was my last purchase at Toys R Us.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Speaking of sad memories. The next one is also from 2017. Resident Evil 7 on VR. I've never been a Resident Evil guy, but I know obviously they're already prime for like horror Halloween list. But I've never been interested, because I have, but I never really enjoyed any Resident Evil I played. But doing it in VR just fucking, again, changed the whole thing. Like I played the first one or the seventh one, whatever. I played the original game for a little bit, and I was like, eh. And then when I got in VR, I was holy shit, another game that I haven't beat, but I need to finish. That game, I only played in spurts because it did scare me. I'm not trying to be manly, but that wasn't the reason I stopped. That was one of those games that in VR kind of messed with me sometimes. Like, I didn't feel like I was going to throw up or anything. I just my eyes kind of felt weird, and I don't want to play this for extended periods of time. So that's a game I need to go back to and finish. But the next one is one you had on your list, the Dark Pictures Anthology, Man of Medan from 2019. I talked about this one on the last podcast, so I won't go in detail, and I'm sure once you play it, we'll talk more about it. And then the last one I had on here is actually a game you bought me, and I haven't even started it yet, but I did play it when it originally came out in 1998. So this is the oldest game I have on the list, but also the newest, because it came out again in 2019 as a remake, and that's Medieval. And I remember even as a kid, I felt like the Halloween, like I said, I hate saying vibes, but I don't know what else to say, or atmosphere or whatever. Like, that fucking is just ingrained in my mind. I told you how it's one of those games I loved as a kid, but then when I got older, I was like, all I did was run around the graveyard, and I didn't even actually fucking play this game, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted it. And, yeah, I'm kind of like you right now. I'm like, man, I could finish Medieval, I could finish Resident Evil, I could do Caution Quest. I was like, man, I need as much as I want to do that, we're almost halfway through October, or getting there. So I'm like, there's no way that I'm going to do this. I just need to start playing some stuff and do what I can. Because it sounds, even just playing that, I'm like, that's not bad. I could beat that. And then I'm like, oh, well, that's a longer game than you think. It's like 12 hours to beat. I'm like, that's not that long. But then I'm like, well, then you add this game on and this game. And before you know it, there's a good chunk of time there. But
it's hard too, I hear. So you might get caught
that's
up.
what I've heard, yeah. But that's all I had on my list. I know coming out, I should have had it up here. The Dark Pictures Anthology had their new game coming out here soon. Little Hope coming out. Oh, it brought up something completely different. Oh, where is it, Cody?
Over there. Got him. Yeah, I don't. Oh, something I forgot to tell you about, man. Is I got a Costco membership.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, man.
Oh, here it is. Oh, that's right. October 30th, right before Halloween. I think that will, judging by playing Man of Medan and what I've heard about Until Dawn, the original game, I think that's could easily be on this list, but obviously I don't know until I play it. but that could be one to look forward to.
Yeah, I'm excited to play both.
Yeah. What were you gonna say about Costco though?
Yeah, I got a membership. I feel like Corona probably ruined the experience just because there was no samples and stuff like that. But it's a really cheap way to buy pop in the cans, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they make 34 packs. Well, 36 packs. 3 12 packs. I think they're $10. So it's not the world's greatest deal, but
No, that's not bad though.
$3.33 for 12. So it's like what Kroger is on sale.
Yeah.
So I got excited because they have that really cheap hot dog meal since the 80s. But trying to watch that stuff, so I couldn't get that. And then I swear I read online and watched YouTube videos that they have their pizza making is automated. So it's always they're famously known for being pretty uniform. But I couldn't see the machine. I just saw like normal like the racks that move through the oven, and I didn't see the automation. So I want to go back there and look at their cafe.
Yeah.
Cafe as you're walking out. I'd never really been in there. I went when I moved to Columbus, and I was like, whoa, there's a lot of Costco's here. I went and did a tour. You can get in for free, and you can't buy anything, but you can look.
Yeah.
Just weird. And checking your receipts is just kind of odd, but man, you have some good prices on stuff, big bulk stuff. You have to go in the mindset of only buy what you came for. Make a list and get out.
Yeah.
And I remember too when the 360 came out, they were really hard to find, but I remember people saying like, dude, Costco still got them. You just got to buy their bundles. And I was excited to go in there and see what kind of console bundles look like or what their video game section looked like. And it was weird. I didn't find it. I just found a display. It was a cardboard table pretty much. And in these tables was these little cardboard inserts.
Oh yeah.
And you take these inserts up to the counter and they give you games. But they only had one game. It was Avengers. And I didn't see the consoles anywhere, and I just saw like membership cards. And that was it. I was like, this kind of sucks. But and too, I've seen online people doing tours of their candy aisles. They're like crazy. And I was like, I'm excited to see that. I couldn't find that anywhere. But we bought a few things. We did our groceries there. And so far, man, for a few things that I bought there, it was crazy. I bought like 100 batteries. That's the shitty part. You have to buy mass quantities.
Yeah.
But yeah, I bought a bunch of batteries that I needed, and I feel like I'm getting too old because I got so excited about Costco. I went and showered. It's gonna be an experience. You know how I feel about grocery stores,
Yeah.
especially like when we went to Cincinnati to the
Jungle gyms.
Jungle Gyms. I love grocery stores, but it kind of was disappointing. I feel like it wasn't their fault. I don't think I looked everywhere in the store, so they
Yeah.
might have been somewhere, and I get the free samples. Aren't out right now because of the Ron. But yeah, I'm liking it so far. Is some of their stuff, it's like, what are we doing here? Like their steaks right now, it could be because of also the Ron, but like $60 for a few steaks. I'm like, the fuck? So Costco's fun, man.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it, and they have cheaper gas. It's only like $60 a year too. That's not too crazy.
Yeah. It's funny you brought up pizza because I have heard about the pizza. I've never heard about it being automated. I just heard how
Did I make that up?
it might. I mean, I'm not saying it's not true. I just always heard how it was amazing and it's like better than a lot of pizza places. But I never had it. Did you try it at all?
I didn't because I'm trying to watch that shit, which is a real bad place for me to go because I always wanted to go to their cafe. And right now, too, their cafe, it might be the Easton location. I want to go to the other two Columbus ones to see what they're like. They didn't have, like, seats out and stuff like that. But I do appreciate Costco's got, like, a really good partnership with Pepsi, which is kind of funny because Coke barely exists in that building. And I think they have one of the best Coke products there, too. And it's, like, there's the Mexican Cokes where they use real sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Those are amazing. But, yeah, I hear the same thing about pizza. I was going to see on our 24-hour stream or something. Maybe I could pick up one and bring it over.
I'd be down.
You just keep eating crazy amounts of pizza that day.
Yeah. No, you know I'd be down for that. Anything else random you want to talk about before we get into the show?
No,
No?
I meant to talk about it at the beginning. I just
Oh, I
totally
don't
forgot.
care.
But yeah.
I just want to make sure before I went into it and you want to talk about something.
But sorry, I bought 48 batteries for $13. They might be ass batteries. I want to put them on a multimeter and see what they are.
Yeah.
But that's bananas.
No, that's a good deal. Do you have any corrections, question, or feedback?
No, I feel like the mic level is a lot better.
Yeah.
Did you have any people say it was better or worse?
I didn't hear either way, but I guess that's also a good thing if people aren't complaining. That's usually how, even like big podcasts go. I always hear people talk about that. They're like, they don't talk about when things are good, just when things are bad, because when things are good, you don't think about it. So you're just like, oh, well, you're not like, oh, that sounds amazing. You're just like, oh, yeah, they're talking, which that's what natural should be.
I know Ryan was like pretty neutral about it, so that's positive from him.
That's all we need. But if you have any corrections, question, or feedback, you can send to currentbackloggers@gmail.com. And then, like I said, I don't have any news this week, unfortunately. Do you have any?
Yeah, I think that the thing you brought up before when I got here was kind of interesting. Microsoft teaming up with GameStop, and I'm still trying to kind of understand it. It seems like something you would have seen like 2014, where all the store associates will now have Surfaces. Like that's so like you remember that like 2013 when all the stores like every associate needs a tablet. And when I was doing IT for Abercrombie, they were all about those little tablet things, and they were atrocious and constantly getting phone calls. And it was great talking to the quote models when you're trying to troubleshoot something from 600 miles away, or sometimes too in Tokyo, and it's just not going well. But so I think that's kind of weird, and I don't get it. I'm still trying to understand this deal. I think it's good for both of them because they're losing the Microsoft stores. Maybe this is a way they can come back and
that's what I was thinking.
Have more prominence in the store. But if it doesn't change much, because when I'm reading online, people say like, don't expect to change because it's still gonna look the same. It'd be cool to have like the Microsoft area of the stores and stuff like that. But
yeah, I'm not sure. I think at most it probably would be for that kind of stuff, like computer gear and Surfaces and stuff, because I feel like the moment they put a emphasis on Xbox is a moment that's going to go real bad for them, and that's going to turn into something else.
I do have a second piece of news, though. This is, I don't like to shoehorn news in here, but I thought this was pretty interesting. This is from comicbook.com, and it was discussing the process of getting Steve on Smash Bros. Kind of goes into crazy detail about it. Kaplan, he's a guy that works over at Mojang. I think he was trying to understand when he came in. He might have been one of the first people they hired after they purchased. And he was talking on Twitter that this is, he's expecting this deal was like 5 years in the making.
Oh, I saw that. I didn't read too much into it, though.
I feel like that's got to be Nintendo, right? Holding that up.
When did Microsoft even buy them? Was that?
Let's see.
I feel like it hasn't been 5 years, but it seems like it hasn't been 5 years, but it's probably more than that with how time goes.
Yeah. 2014.
Oh, so it has been more than 5 years, 6 years. So to say maybe it was something like that they hadn't bought them or something like that, and it's still transitioning over. But yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't know if you noticed this either. They have Steve and Alex, which is the boy and the girl, but it also looks like they're bringing over the zombie and the Enderman.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So probably skins, I'm guessing, or like the alternates.
I don't know because I hope not, because the zombies and Enderman, like especially Enderman, does some crazy stuff in the game. He's based on the Slenderman. He can teleport around and do weird stuff and steal stuff. So I'm hoping that it's kind of like Kirby, where he'll steal abilities and can teleport around the map. I hope it's not skins. And they have different aspects. It makes sense for the zombie to be a skin, because I don't see how you can make a whole new character with that. But yeah, I recommend following this guy on Twitter. He drops like some here and there, like really some weird insiders. I had never heard of him until this came out, but he's got some crazy insight on Mojang and Minecraft. But yeah, go check out the article on comicbook.com if you want to get into the crazy nerdy details of how this got over there.
Okay.
But yeah, 5 years. I feel like that's got to be a lot of Nintendo.
Yeah, it could be because
And that could
Microsoft
be
seemed pretty open.
And that could be the holdup for Game Pass on Nintendo too.
Yeah. Yeah, that whole kind of idea kind of just faded away. After being such a, seemed like a sure thing.
And that could be a Japanese way of dealing with business too. So maybe that's why this Sega thing is like, might have been in the works for a long time as well.
Yeah.
And let's hope next couple of years we'll hear.
You have any other news?
No, that's it.
Okay.
Kind of slow.
Yeah.
You can tell even for the websites it's slow. The stuff
yeah,
we're talking about.
definitely.
I don't know if you did see this on this technically news. PlayStation did a teardown.
Oh, I did see that.
The
I didn't
PS4?
watch it, but I saw like the thumbnails.
I guess there's a place for expanded memory. People are talking that there's only like 600 usable gigabytes on the hard drives too.
I've heard that as well. I didn't talk about it just because a rumor, but I wouldn't be shocked seeing how things are going.
That would suck.
Uh-huh.
But if they make expandable memory easy, that's fine with me.
Yeah.
But someone brought up a good point on a Facebook group that he even did a mock-up that was really cool, is if those things are easy to take off, that white plastic shell, you guys can look it up online and you can see them, doing like either custom or even like third-party shells.
Faceplates.
Yeah, like faceplates work for the 360.
Yeah, people are talking about how they have like hooks on them, so it looks like they might even be designed for that. I don't know. That hasn't been confirmed. People are just saying that. I saw people talking about that, and then somebody talked about how somebody's being sarcastic. They're like, yeah, it went really well for PS4. I'm like, what? What the fuck? Do you remember faceplates on PS4?
Not faceplates, but I remember the gaudy stickers people did, but I feel like those come out for every console.
Yeah, I thought this guy was an idiot. I don't know how. I mean, I didn't have this PS4, so it makes a little bit more sense, but I remember most of this weird shit. The original PS4 model, which like I said, that is not the one I have. You know how it has like, it's like this block here, and then the light, and there's like a small block here. That small block just slides right off, and they sold different colors and all kinds of stuff, like Sony official ones.
Whoa.
I was like, what the hell? How is this not more of a known thing? And that's why I was being sarcastic, because I guess they did it, but it fucking failed. And
yeah.
So I don't know if they would do it again, but I think that was a small change, and these could be literally change the whole look of the console. But I did think that was interesting and weird, and I was like, maybe Cody will remember that, because I thought this guy was an idiot, and I was like, oh, I guess I'm the idiot because I didn't.
I'm still using my day one PS4 too. Never knew that.
Oh, so you have that? Yeah, that thing. If it's like it looks in the video and it's official Sony video, he doesn't use any tools or anything. He just grabs the bottom half and then slides the top half off.
Wow.
And then you just put the other color on there. They didn't make a ton of them because I guess, like I said, they didn't sell well, so they're pretty generic. They people did make custom ones that are really cool, but they're not Sony official. So they're just like, you can buy a red one, you can buy a blue one. They have like 8 colors, but all I do are different colors for the Sony official ones. Yeah, I'm sure you've seen also how massive that thing looks. It's hard to tell what's true, but the pictures make it look fucking gigantic. And
yeah,
I'm wondering how big it's actually gonna be.
Yeah, I'm already like trying to figure out how I'm gonna do my TV next to make this stuff look normal.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm definitely been, I think, on the more positive side of both the main consoles, not the other side of it. But I always did say that I also, once I see it in person, how it fits and everything, that could change. And if it really is that massive, that's no matter how cool it looks, that's gonna be hard to have that fucking thing sitting around. But I don't know. It's hard to tell if that's exaggerated or not. Do you have any other news you said, or no? That was it.
That's it.
Do you want to get media pickups? You want me to start first?
Yeah, go for it, buddy. You got some pickups?
Only a couple. One of them's digital, which usually I don't do, but if I actually buy it, I'll talk about them, not just like free ones I download. I bought Twin Breaker: A Sacred Symbol Adventure on Xbox. I already had it on Vita and PS4. But for one, like we talked about, it's $10, which I think is good value, and support people that I like, and also I like trophies. I'm not somebody that's like only one way like a lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
but I definitely prefer achievements. They were the first ones, and they were what got me hooked on the whole idea achievements or trophies. So the fact of getting achievements on this, even though I don't have all the trophies yet, was just so much fun. And um, there's something weird about a game that has sacred symbols, literally a reference to PlayStation getting achievements for it, which is really cool. I can get more into that when I'm talking about what I've been playing. But I also just ordered a couple days ago on Amazon a physical copy of Until Dawn, the original PS4 game, not the Rush of Blood, because I want to play, especially if I can play in time for Halloween. Either way, I want to play it. But like I said, I've heard better things about this game than Man of Medan, and you know how I felt about that game. So I'm really excited to play it. And I think
How much was it?
I was gonna say I think it was only $13. So
Holy cow!
I know it was cheap. So it's supposed to be getting here in the next couple of days. So
Used?
I think that one was new. I'm not positive about that. I can look that up when you're. That's all I got this week. So if you want to start yours, I can look that up.
Yeah, man. So one of our family videos is going out of business. This is probably a month or about 3 weeks of pickups. Because it's going to sound a little crazy just because I did purchase a lot from them. But I won't get into each individual prices, but they were all under. The current gen stuff's all under $8. It was like $6, the average price. DVD's average price was $3. Blu-ray average price was probably $3 or $4 average. But the Toy Story that Time Forgot, which is one of like their shorts on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
They had the Halloween one there too, which I would have loved to pick up, but it was disc only copy, and I don't like those.
Yeah.
And so I'll probably hold off on that. And then I grabbed Monsters University. And then my girlfriend on DVD picked up Charlie Countryman and Why Him. It's both for celebrity crushes. And then just because I want to eventually have all of the Jackass movies, I picked up Bad Grandpa .5 on Blu-ray. And then Addams Family on Blu-ray. Save all those for the end. Lego Movie, the second part on Blu-ray. I picked up The Raven. I constantly hear movies or people talk about that movie. Not the Bruce Lee son one, but what's the guy that holds up the boombox in that famous?
Oh yeah, you're talking about John Cusack.
John Cusack. His movie called The Raven. And then another movie I really liked called Overlord with Bad Robot Productions.
Yeah.
And then
Saw
season...
that with Shirley.
R.I.P. Shirley. Big love up to heaven. Westworld Season 2 on Blu-ray.
Tell Cabal we said hello. Okay.
The complete first season of The Righteous Gemstones, which I think is... The reason I grabbed it, man, it looked right up my alley. It's a lot of famous celebrities in it. It looks like a ridiculous comedy. Split on Blu-ray. Joyride 3 on Blu-ray, which I'm sure is horrendous, but I love that first one.
Has to be. Yeah, me too.
First one's amazing.
I think I talked about in here J.J. Abrams' first movie.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't know it till later. I love that
I remember
movie.
you saying that now.
Yeah.
And then I picked this one up. Venom on Blu-ray. It's one I've been wanting to watch, and you really recommended it.
Mm-hmm.
Tron Legacy on Blu-ray.
I fucking love Tron Legacy. You've seen it, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
That's a
so.
good movie. I watched
Yeah.
it in theaters. But yeah, that one of the best soundtracks in a movie for sure.
Yeah.
And then I guess I should also include, I also bought the Lego Movie 2 on 4K. The reason I bought them, they were like $2 or $3, and they're supposed to go together, but you had to buy them separate. So I have the 4K and Blu-ray of that one. And then Zombieland Double Tap. Haven't seen that yet.
Pretty good.
Us on Blu-ray. Capone on Blu-ray, which is these movies I'm naming off, dude. I don't know how many times at Target, like grocery shopping, like almost grabbing some of these, like Capone, almost paying $20 for. So and then Rampage, the Steelbook version, and then I got the 4K copy of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And then all of these were on my list of like movies I wanted to buy, but this one was not because it looks absolutely ridiculous. It's called Fast and Fierce Death Race, which is already crazy because you're already taken from Fast and the Furious and then Death Race. And it's starring DMX. So I'm like, and this just came out a few years ago. So I'm like, this is going to be horrendous. And so I grabbed that. And then I grabbed Sonic the Hedgehog Blu-ray. Then I got Detective Pikachu on 4K. Godzilla King of Monsters, the new one, on Blu-ray. Drunk History Seasons 1 and 2. Once again, also the Hey Arnold. I don't know if I meant. Did I just say that Hey Arnold movie?
No.
The new one, the reboot.
Oh yeah, I
of Hey
forgot
Arnold.
you did that. Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
Me either.
So all those are on my list, minus Fast and Fierce. This one I already had, but I don't have this version. Trailer Park Boys, the complete first season. I had never seen this packaging before, and it's from like that TV show has I think changed hands like two or three times, different ownership and different releases. So it's kind of cool to see a variation, and like I said, for I think $1 and some change, I was cool buying it. Is that all of my family video pickups, DVD-wise? I believe so. And then we'll head over to the games. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I'll ask a couple questions about your movies for you.
Yeah.
Go on. Do you have a 4K player?
No, but the thought
Didn't
process
think so.
is if I do get this Xbox, I'll have one next month.
I gotcha.
That's why I grabbed them.
Raven, that's the Edgar Allan Poe movie, isn't it? Is that
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
Did you like it?
I thought it was okay.
Really?
You might like it more than me. And you need to watch Sonic and let me know what you think.
Yeah.
Not hyping up too much. Like I said, it's not like a standout movie or anything. It's just I think it's good and I think you'll enjoy it. And then Us, I feel like that should be one of the movies you watch for Halloween.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, I have issues with it and you know how I feel about Jordan Peele or more people's reaction to Jordan Peele and especially Get Out and how overrated that piece of thing is. I can't say piece of shit, but it's not. It's just the most overhyped shit I've ever seen.
Say I liked it.
Yeah. No, you didn't. Don't you lie. And I think there is issues with this one. I think some of it's predictable and people are, oh my God. But I do think it's definitely way better than Get Out, which most people said the opposite. And I think the soundtrack, it fits it super well for I guess, spooky movie. And I think it has some cool ideas in it. And I think you might enjoy it if, like I said, you can get past the nonsense.
Yeah, man. I'll that'll be one I'll try to shoot for this month.
Okay.
So I'm actually not done with DVDs.
Okay.
So something else that's been on my list for a long time. Sometimes I see them pop up at Goodwills, but I only grabbed them a couple times. And it's ones I see going up in value. They are reprinting the books in collections, which are really cool. I actually saw them at Costco. It was wild seeing, and they're using the old covers. Was Goosebumps.
Oh, yeah.
So I went and I cleaned out their entire collection of Goosebumps, and I got excited because it's like I already had a couple, so it's like, man, this might complete my collection. But I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 DVDs, I believe. I can't remember how many there was, but I think I'm only missing a couple now.
Really?
And I think each one has like anywhere from 1 to 4 episodes on it. And then I picked up the Jack Black Blu-ray DVD combo.
Yeah.
And then they rebooted Goosebumps to the R.L. Stine's Haunting Hour, which was here recently. So it's not the Graham shirts. There's no nostalgia for me, and I'm not sure if I'll like it or not. But I picked up, I think 3 or 4 of those DVDs as well. And I have Reese from Malcolm in the Middle actually did a Haunting Hour a long time ago. I don't know if it was one of the first ones. but for some reason that DVD is really rare, and that was like probably my first big R.L. Stine DVD purchase at Goodwill. But so I've been collecting the books too, but now that I'm seeing they're re-releasing them in these cool boxes, I don't know, I might just get them that way. I mean, it'd be kind of cool to have. Peter's brother's got a massive Goosebumps collection.
Right.
Really jealous about. He has the complete collection too, and it's just makes me so jealous. First prints. So I've been going through those, and then got my monthly Game Informer, PC Gamer. Then I picked up Goodwill Ultimate Alliance 2 Strategy Guide. And at Goodwill, they didn't have many games, but I picked up. Did I not? Oh, here it is. Hot Wheels World's Best Driver. And you think, why would you buy that? But I think the Hot Wheels games, I don't know if you ever played them, they're shockingly good.
Yeah, I think they're fun.
Yeah. Especially on the PC when I was a little kid. Jesus, man, this is so much, like, photos. I had to take photos. There's no way I was writing all this down. Then at Family Video, game-wise, we'll start with the Xbox One. I picked up the BioShock 1 and 2 remasters. Zombie Army Trilogy. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Was that the BioShock collection, you mean, with Infinite?
No, so it's weird. Family Video split them up and made their own packaging. So it kind of came with this cool packaging. But I bought Infinite as well. I bought BioShock 1 and 2 in Family Video's packaging, and then Infinite. So I got all three. Just had to buy them separate, and they're in a different packaging. And it says on the back, like, packaged for Family Video. So I'm like, is this kind of rare? So then XCOM 2, a Zombie Army Trilogy, which I've been looking for a while. And then another game that I remember, I think it got kickstarted, and I was really interested in it. And it was, like, super gross. And even on the front cover of it, it was like, you must be 18 to buy this or rent this. It's Agony. Do you remember that?
No.
It's like really hypersexualized and real. So, I mean, there's a lot of good horror here. Zombie Army Trilogy, and we talked about how BioShock could be that, and Agony. So I might go through and play that. Then on PS4, Batman Arkham VR and Until Dawn Rush of Blood. There it goes. It comes back. And I played that before at your house, and one day I want to have a VR unit and play these. Hopefully it's backwards compatibility, or I'm going to be screwed. I've been stocking up on these VR games. And then on the 360, I thought I'd grab more 360 games. I feel like somewhere in my house there is another stack. So if I find it, I'll mention it.
Yeah.
Front Missions Evolved. It's like a mech game. Two Worlds 2. The Darkness 2, which I guess I could put that in my horror section. I love those games.
Yeah, especially the first one again. I think that one gets more shootery and less dark in the second one. But yeah, I didn't think about Darkness. That'd be a perfect game.
Right. Prototype. Saints Row, Get Out of Hell. And I think, see, I'm missing a stack of 360 games from there. I just don't know where they're at. So whenever I find them, I'll mention them. Infamous 2 on the PS3 and Killzone 3 on the PS3. I don't know if I mentioned this before. Sorry if I did, but I also picked up Super Mario Bros. Or Super Mario 3D All-Stars. I don't know if I remember to mention that on the podcast or not.
I don't think you have actually. Have you played it all yet?
No.
Because you never played Galaxy, did you?
Galaxy is the one I've played.
Oh, you haven't played Sunshine or 64?
Nope.
64 at all?
I mean, this might be that way with Galaxy. It was like, I played a little bit at the beginning. And that's
Really?
Like friends' houses. And Galaxy I've had the first and second one. And I've only messed around with on my sister's Wii and nothing too crazy.
I think 64 is good and definitely, I would say, revolutionary, but I think for that reason it gets held way too high. Kind of like classic movies, just because they're important doesn't mean they're the best thing of all time. I think Sunshine, like I said, was definitely underrated and now is getting a lot of love for some reason. And then I think Galaxy is actually the best Mario game I've ever played.
Really?
I fucking love it. Even more than the second one. From what people say, that the second one's better, which I like the second one. But yeah, I don't know if there's anything that can beat out Galaxy for me.
Damn, okay. I might have to give them some attention. Oh, and then I forgot, too, Man of Medan.
Oh, yeah.
Which is kind of crazy. That first day we went with you, I was like, what did I say? I was like, I want to buy Man of Medan and like something else, and they were there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what I've picked up. This is like in three passes, and I also picked up their new release sign, a 17 and or adults only sign, and their smaller new release sign. 2 of their shelving units. Just a bunch of stuff from there, and I think I spent like $200 there, which is a lot, but all that shit that I got is insane from them. So be on the lookout for your family videos. When you go to business, you get crazy deals. I think that's all my pickups, man.
Okay. We can get into what we've been playing. I saw you have been playing, I don't know how much, but Jedi Fallen Order.
Oh, sorry, I forgot something.
Oh, no, you're good.
I used my $5 credit today at GameStop. That's when I heard that lady gave a yes to a not a yes or no question. Transformers War for Cybertron, which is that Activision game. People seem to really like this game.
Yeah, I remember playing the demo and liked it, and I saw reviews, and I need to play this. And one of those things that just never happened because there's so many games.
And I think it's like $20 right now, which is kind of crazy for a 360 game. And with my coupon, I got it for $12. And when I brought up the counter, the guy's like, "Oh, this is good stuff, man." So I definitely want to give those a go. I didn't like their Devastation was not my cup of tea. But he also said that also was not his cup of tea. So I mean, it looked beautiful, but just played. It's like, this is supposed to be a video game.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's all.
I did look up Until Dawn. It was $13.85, and it was a new copy. It was greatest hits, but I don't care about that. I know some people are particular, but I don't care about that. If anything, that means it's newer and maybe in better condition. But yeah, we can get into what we've been playing. Like I said, I saw you've been playing Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, man.
I haven't started it yet. That's like another game I want to play, but I haven't played it yet. What do you think?
I'm really the fact that you told me you can't play tonight, I'm jonesing to go home and play some more. I got some notes here for it. It starts out with it opens up in it's clearly like a scrapyard, a very large scrapyard. There's a band that I like. It's from China. They're a Mongolian band called The Who.
Oh, yeah, they're American.
They're American? Fuck off. First of all, they're English. God damn it.
Yeah, they are. My joke didn't work.
I think they did it on purpose, honestly, because HU.
Oh.
I think that's why they did it. I'm not sure. But they kind of went viral on YouTube a few years ago. I don't know if you... It might even been last year. Time's weird anymore. But that's how I found out about them. They were trending. It's Mongolian throat singing with death metal. Well, like heavy metal, not death metal. But it opens up with the main character welding to their music. I think it's them. I still need to look it up. But I was like, who the hell makes metal with
the hell?
The Who? I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not sure. I don't know Chinese. But it opens up with that. I don't know how much I want to tell you. I'll just tell you because it's kind of the beginning, and a lot of podcasts have talked about it. It's a junkyard for the end of the Republic in the Separatist war. So it's full of old Republic ships, and there's a pile of clone trooper helmets everywhere and pile of droids. So it's technically, it's like a bridge in between the prequels.
Yeah.
And it's nice because there's finally a nod to the prequels in Disney Star Wars. And it's real nostalgic. Like, there's like a sea of Republic gunships, old clone trooper helmets. They find like a Jedi a Jedi fighter. Those like the ships they flew in Revenge of the Sith. It's just, you have to experience. Like, it caught me off guard. I remember podcasts talking about it though as soon as I saw it. It's like almost nostalgic. It shouldn't be, but it's almost like symbolic because it's like Disney. This is also what Disney's doing with the prequels.
Yeah.
Cutting them up and hiding them. And then out of nowhere, like coming into the atmosphere, they're bringing in a separatist ship. Remember those big things that control all the droids?
Yeah.
Anakin flew through.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, holy cow, man, it's a separatist ship. Like, we haven't seen one of those in a while. And just, this is unexpected rush of nostalgia. It's like, holy shit. But then at the same time they're cutting stuff down, there's stormtroopers standing around, TIE fighters flying around. It's like, there's a fucking Republic gunship with stormtroopers standing next to it. It's just odd. Like, this sounds so fucking nerdy, Casey, I know. But you have to experience it. Like, it's like, I just never.
I'm excited to play.
It's a weird. I feel like Star Wars doesn't really talk about the transition from Episode 3 to Episode 4. There's a lot of gray space in between. I think it starts 5 years after the fall of the Republic. But then they had the recon droid. Do you remember those things?
Mm-hmm.
That specific noise they make?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even going to try to recreate it because I want to sound so stupid. But do you remember in the N64 game? Was it Shadow of the Empire? I forget which one had. Which N64 game had the recon droid that just wouldn't stop making noise the whole time?
I don't remember.
The tutorial too on how to play, they don't treat you like an idiot. They expect you to know what run is and jumping, but it's also a tutorial going through all this nostalgic junkyard, but it doesn't feel like a tutorial. And the world is so alive, like the side conversations going on. I just don't understand how this game is not more well liked. I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm only like an hour in, so it could change. And it seems like that nostalgic shit of the prequels drops off real quick. So I'm not sure I'll see that stuff again in the game. But just that little bit of time just being like, holy shit. A TIE fighter flying next to a separatist ship is like, what the hell's going on, man? But yeah, I think that's all I have in there. But I heard two people were like, this is a diet Dark Souls. It's a good introduction to that style of game.
That's why I've heard. That made me worry more. Most people just say, but I was like, oh, that's not what I thought this game would be.
Yeah, it's incredibly hard. I won't lie to you, but I'm not getting pissed yet.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see how many controllers get thrown. But I don't know, man. I've never played really a game like this. It's kind of open world, but it's also driven. It's like The Witcher, but what I've seen of The Witcher and what I've played of the first one's like, but that for Star Wars. And so far the story, I won't tell you anything about the story.
No, you're good.
But yeah, man, I recommend it. And anybody listening, get out and play it, man. I'm really liking it.
No, I'm definitely going to play. It's just a matter of when, not if, but it's also been too long already. And still weird to me that this Respawn game people made Titanfall and Apex Legends, but...
Oh, see, I forgot all about that.
Yeah. But that gives me more confidence. I just think it's odd that they went such a departure.
Well, what kind of scares me, too, is I'm playing on not the easiest difficulty, but the one above it. Get my ass handed to me. I'm really concerned for when I decide to finally go try one of the Dark Souls games. Yeah. If this is the Diet Kid version. So we'll see. But, yeah, I'm really liking it so far. But besides that, just more Among Us, Mario Kart Mobile, the Halo mobile games. God, there's a lot of content in those games, in mobile games. They're fun, though. Sometimes they're irritatingly hard, though. It's like I don't think I should have died. I feel like some of the guys is like instant death.
Before we continue, we talked, I think after we recorded, about doing a new segment each week, and I forgot to add it, about stuff we missed a week before. And that was one of the things I was going to ask you. You said you've been playing the Halo mobile games. Have you just been playing one of them? Because Spartan Strike, I guess, never came out on Xbox, and it's not even on iOS or anything anymore.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You can't even play it?
No.
Yeah, I'm just playing the first one. I was like, okay, I'm going to play this one and then play the sequel.
On Xbox?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not on there. I thought I played it, but yeah, it's not on there. And I guess if you had it downloaded on iOS, you could still do it. And I was like, oh, well, that works because it should be in my library, but I didn't have it on there, so I don't know if I played it on Windows Phone or what. So shit, now I just can't even play this game.
That sucks, man. I'm like gearing up for I'm like, can't wait to play the second one.
You kept saying games, so I was like, shit, maybe he has a way around, or maybe he already has them. But yeah, he's been playing the first one. Maybe it's still on Android, but I know.
Wow, that sucks.
Yeah, I could have sworn I played it too, but
You know what really sucks is this is like really itches my fear of losing games.
yeah.
And this is not a small franchise either. It's one of the biggest franchises of all time. To lose one of those games, that really blows.
Um, that didn't come out on 360, did it? That would have been Xbox One.
It might have.
Cause I know I played this game, so maybe I have it on 360.
Well, if it come out on the 360, why can't we get it on Xbox One?
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, that sucks, man. But I still stand by. Somebody needs to make an arcade version of these. It'd be so cool, retro styled.
Have you been playing anything else? I just like said I wanted to bring that up since I forgot to add that segment.
No, that's it. That's all
That's
I've been
it.
playing.
So it came out in 2015, so it shouldn't have came to 360. Yeah, it came to it didn't even come to Xbox at all. It came to Microsoft Windows Phone and iOS.
Dang, man.
I know it originally didn't come out on 360 Spartan Assault.
Oh, buddy, it's on Steam.
Oh, Steam was the other place, yeah. But this sounds weird, but I bet you don't get Xbox achievements, which is weird to me in a Halo game.
Probably not, but thank God there's still a way to play it.
Yeah. It doesn't show it on Wikipedia, but yeah, I do remember seeing that.
But it says it's included with Game Pass for PC. So boom, I get it for free already.
Oh, okay, then
So
we
it's
can do
on
it that way.
Game
Yeah,
Pass.
and it should be achievements.
Thank God, dude. That made my heart drop. It's like, this is why I'm so afraid of digital-only games, man.
What I've been playing, another thing I left out, so I can talk about that, is I've been playing Twin Breaker, like I said, on Xbox, and the thing I left out from last week that I'm going to talk about when we were talking about this coming out to other platforms. Did you see Major Nelson shared it on all of his social media? He shared about Twin Breaker coming out.
Are you serious?
Yeah, Colin thanked him, and everybody's joking about how it was weird that like one of the highest people up at Microsoft was doing it, but nobody at Sony was doing it.
That's who I would consider my Xbox's Colin.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Even though Sony pretends like he's not alive now. So weird. If I was an executive at Sony, I'd be giving them everything. Biggest podcast, man.
Uh-huh.
It's ridiculous. But yeah, I didn't know that happened.
Yeah, I did
That's
a double
awesome.
take. And I was like, what the hell? Because I know they do share smaller indie games sometime, but that's not like a for sure thing they share because there's no way to keep up with every game. So I feel like that he definitely had to go out of his way to do that.
Definitely an olive branch, I think.
Yeah.
That's cool as hell. I like that.
But like I said, the main reason I bought it is because I wanted to support them and to be able to get Xbox achievements. But when I played, I was like, I've already beat this game on 2 platforms. I didn't even really expect to do much with this game to begin with. So like I said, it's a good game to sit down and have fun with for a little bit. And I thought I would do that for a little bit, but then I ended up beating the entire game, which isn't that impressive.
In one sitting?
Yeah. And then started the New Game Plus right after, and like halfway through it. And I already have, I think, over 400 achievement points.
Wow.
So almost half the points, which, like I said, isn't impressive because they designed the game like that, thankfully, because not over the top or anything, but still just kind of blew my mind that happened again. I was like, the trap. And then besides that, I played a little Halo 5, actually. I didn't play any Master Chief Collection this week. So I said I love Halo 5, and I think the multiplayer in it is a lot of fun and doesn't get enough attention. And even with me, I usually every week top out playing MCC, but I think it's just because there's so much content there and so much nostalgia. But Halo 5 is just so solid to be able to sit down and play some multiplayer on. And then, like I said, Costume Quest 2 I've been playing a little bit of on the Xbox One. I told you I need to go back. I don't know where I originally played it, maybe PS3 or PS4. I almost beat it. I need to finish that, but I want to continue on Xbox One as well and play it during Halloween time. And then the only other game I've been playing this week, I was going to tell you in detail about it, but we talked about our stream that we're going to be doing. I think I should save for this. I'm sure you haven't heard of it. Have you heard of a game called Spartan Runner?
Sounds familiar.
This came up when I was trying to find Spartan Strike, actually. and it's a Halo runner. Like all the mobile games have runners, but definitely not made by 343 or Bungie or anybody that was involved with Halo. So you think I should save it for our stream and
Let's do
let
it.
you? Okay,
Yeah.
it's something. I
That sounds
deleted it
horrendous.
immediately if that tells you anything, but I'll reinstall it.
Yes.
It was like 34 megabytes. But that's it for.
Wonder if that's canon.
um,
So we
I
should put the
keep wanting
game
to
out in
talk
the
about it,
field
but
and shoot it with a cannon.
the only other thing I had from last week was, have you seen the Halo Infinite Taco Bell commercials?
No.
They're definitely corny, but they're super awesome, and they have Steve Downs, voice actor of Master Chief, in it, and they're really cool, even though they're corny. You need to look them up.
Yeah, I'd definitely check that out.
But that's all I've been playing. Have you been watching anything this past week? Well, I'm sure you have with Halloween, but
Yeah, I've been trying to keep up with the one a day, but that is so hard, man.
yeah, I haven't been doing good. I got some on my list, so.
Enigma, 1987 movie. It's spelled weird. I was trying to figure out why would they misspell this. But honestly, I think it was because there was a lot of movies called Enigma. Once again, it's made by the um, the Italian director. I forget his name. He also did Zombie, and I've talked about his other movie on here, City of the Living Dead.
I'm already talking about him, but I don't remember the name.
Lou. I can't pronounce names, so I'm not even gonna butcher it. But he seems like people respected his corny movies, and I was like, okay, let me grab them. I found them at a thrift store, a bunch of them for $1. I was like, I'll grab these and give them a go. Man, I don't know. I'm getting kind of burned out on these bad B horror movies from the 80s and 70s. It just felt like a Carrie knockoff. You watched Carrie before?
Yeah, I don't remember it, but I know what it is.
It's got heavy similarities, but they do some different stuff in it. So if you like Carrie, maybe check it out. I don't know, man. And I just felt like I needed a palate cleanser immediately after watching all these movies, because they're never really that great, and you're just watching people get beheaded, and these women, even though they're getting killed, some reason they're still like, it's just so sexual, and like I just felt dirty. I was like, I need to get out of this. Also, when a girl in it dies by being covered by snails, she's smothered by snails, just crawling all over. So I was like, I need a palate cleanser, and I went and watched Addams Family. Picked up at Family Video. I don't get why it got so much hate, man. It didn't review well. It's like at a 50.
The animated movie, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't love it, but yeah, I didn't know it reviewed that bad. I thought it was okay.
Really? I loved it, man.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Cracking up the whole time. I'm really enjoying this. Felt like a little kid. It could be, too, because I'm going from, like, these 70 movies where people get beheaded and cut open and raped and punched and beaten up, and I'm just like, I need something childish.
Yeah, I feel like I probably was in a similar range of that. I didn't think it was bad. I was like, yeah, it was okay. It's funny you brought that up. Did you see they just announced a sequel?
Yeah, I was actually going to talk about that. Do you think the first one made money?
It must have, right?
Yeah. You know how much it cost to make?
30 million?
25 million.
Oh, damn, I was close for a random guess.
And made 200 million in theaters. They cashed in big time.
Yeah.
And I'm excited. Next Halloween is the sequel.
That made me think, because that kind of came out of nowhere and caught me off guard just because we're not seeing movie announcements really at all right now. Do you think for the next year and a half, there's going to be way more animated movies than we've had in a long time? Because
Probably.
I feel like live action movies are going to be hard to film or have been for the past 7 months. And I feel like animation, it'll be harder if you don't have your whole studio there. But it's definitely something you could do remotely. And even voice acting, you can still do that remotely. Live action, you're kind of depending on all being together.
Yeah, I could see that. Did you see Regal's closing down until more stuff comes out?
Yeah. And they're the second biggest in America and the biggest overseas. So hopefully people start going to movies. They want movies around.
Yeah.
And
I know financially, though, they're the most. I think they have the most debt and not the greatest return. Location-wise, they're second biggest, but I don't think they're the most profitable by far.
did you see Disney announced and Pixar announced today that Soul's going to be coming straight to Disney Plus.
What is?
Soul, Pixar's new movie.
Oh, really?
So, and that was supposed to come out in theaters this fall, and then James Bond got delayed. That's why Regal is not doing it. So, it's not looking good.
Yeah, this is one of those casualties I didn't think. I thought eventually would happen, just not this quick, because of the Ron. Yeah, I don't know. And then I was tired of watching cheesy horror movies, so I was like, let me continue this, and I watched 4 episodes of Goosebumps. And that show is so nostalgic just because I was really little when I watched that. It scared the shit out of me, man. When that intro came on, I was like, I had to find the remote ASAP. We had to turn this off. Like, this can't come on.
Oh, really? It's the opposite.
Scared the
I was
fuck
like
out of me.
spooked. I fucking loved it.
Scared the fuck out of me. And then I think I was in middle school when they brought him back one year for Halloween, showing the old episodes, and I finally sat down and watched him. But that intro, man, still just like gives me like some heebie-jeebies. I love the intro now. Like, I'm fucking dancing and shit. That's such a good. And then I watched Slappy 3. The rest was like the Beach Collection, I think they're called. But Slappy those are my favorite episodes. Slappy, I think he's my favorite by far. That was my favorite book too. Was the Slappy?
Was it?
Yeah, and I think 2 Slappy ones. And I'm thinking it kind of pisses me off. I think the first run of these DVDs in the early 2000s had intros by R.L. Stine.
Yeah, he did that on the regular show, didn't he? Like the normal.
Yeah.
That's what
But these ones that came out 2013, 2012, I need to go through them and make sure. But these collections look like they cut those out. Kind of pisses me off.
Yeah.
Because I like those. So I'm going to keep my eye out for the originals. But I'm hoping with the books coming out and seeing them everywhere, like I think Target and Costco so far, I want to see a box collection of the DVDs. That's day one buy. I don't care if the thing's $100 and comes with a little Slappy figure and is in a weird box, and as long as they have plenty of special features and behind the scenes. I kind of felt old though, man. Those shows are so 90s.
Oh yeah.
I don't like that shit looked normal to me when I was a kid. I was like, I watched them in the late 90s. But yeah, such good shit. I'm still enjoying them, man. They're corny as fuck, but I'm just loving them. Yeah, which kind of makes me kind of scared for the Haunting Hour because I have no nostalgia feel towards them. I might just be like, this is ass, turn it off. But yeah, that's all I watched Halloween-wise. So that's 4, 5, 6 days, and it's what date is the 8th.
Yeah.
And so I've only missed 1 day so far, actually.
Yeah, mine's definitely not as good as that. I said I went to a drive-in. We watched a fucking horrendous movie called Possession that came out this year.
Is it bad?
Oh, it was fucking awful. You would have loved it. It was pretty much nonstop nudity and really over the top killings for no reason. And a lot of them during the sex and the nudity. And it was I have no idea what happened in this movie, and it kind of just happened. I was like, oh my god, can this just fucking end? And then it finally ended. So you definitely watched Possession. And then we watched Halloween, the original Halloween movie, which is obviously cheesy and kind of silly, but I fucking love it. And that's a movie that does have like a Halloween vibe to me. I know it's literally in the name, but like I said, movies that seem like Halloween to me are a lot more attached. From like Possession, people might go, "Oh, that was scary and gory." I mean, this doesn't feel like Halloween at all to me.
That's a good point because it happens during Halloween. Oh shit, I forgot to add this one in there. I didn't count it at first. So the one day I was missing, I started it and I was like, hold up, is this technically a Christmas movie? And I need your advice on this because I feel like you probably know the most about this movie. And you're kind of pissed at me because I've never seen it before. Mm-hmm. We've talked about it before. Gremlins.
Yeah, that's most people consider a Christmas movie.
Yeah, I started watching, I was like, fucking Christmas music? I turned it off because like, I can't be watching this right now. I want to save it. It's a fucking great movie, though. Save it for after Thanksgiving.
You'll love it, too. It's so 80s.
I don't know. I might finish it, though, dude. I was really into it. I was just after it gets to like the Christmas song in the beginning and stuff, and I was like, about it. But I thought about watching Krampus too, because it's kind of both.
Yeah.
So I don't. Sorry. I meant to ask you because I was excited to ask you about. Is that considered a Halloween movie?
I don't watch
Christmas
it
movie?
for either, but most people would say a Christmas movie. I just think of it as a normal movie for me.
Yeah.
Then I watched The Walking Dead, what would have been season finale, but now I guess continuation of the new season once it starts up. Did you watch it?
No, I need to.
Yeah, I won't spoil it then. I think it was did some things I didn't expect, but I really liked it.
I need a refresher on the last episode.
Yeah, luckily, like I said, I just forgot that I hadn't watched or caught up, so for me it was pretty easy. But yeah, it's been an extended period of time now. And then I didn't finish it, but immediately following that, they showed The Walking Dead: The World Beyond, the new one,
Mm-hmm.
and I watched most of it, but I hadn't finished it. It was definitely corny, which The Walking Dead can be corny, and some of the writing is very questionable, even though I like it. But this seems more extreme, but I think like you probably would have turned it off or just been laughing.
Really?
But-
Oh God.
But like I said, I feel like if you judge Walking Dead, if you were really being fair, you'd be like, what? Some of the shit is so dumb. So, and it's literally the first episode. I haven't finished it yet. So that's just my initial thoughts. But
It's not a good sign.
yeah. But I'll finish it and keep watching if I do have any interest in it and get back to it.
We're not
And
that behind though. That was that 5 things right there.
That was 3, wasn't it? Or did I?
2 movies.
Yeah. Oh, I guess, yeah, both Walking Deads if you consider those. So 4.
4, and then didn't you watch something already? Last week, didn't you mention something?
Yeah, I guess if you're including last week, yeah.
So 5. You're only. I'm a day. Well, because I turned Gremlins off. Because it's like, hold up. Yeah. So you're not that behind.
Yeah, I guess not. I guess my thing is that I'd like to literally watch one a day if I could. I know it won't happen, but some days I haven't watched stuff, and then some days I watch multiple. But like I said,
That's what I've been doing.
yeah. And also, I feel like it has been because Halloween was a good one. I think The Walking Dead does kind of feel like Halloween to me. The new show didn't, and then Possession didn't feel anything like that. So I want to get a list of movies I feel like Halloween, even if they're not scary or whatever. I just want Halloween type movies, even to the point where was it Hubie Halloween? Is that the new Adam Sandler movie? I was trying to find shit. I was like, God, I looked on like
I think
every
it comes out
streaming.
today.
Yes, or 2 days ago now, I
2
think.
days ago.
Wednesday, whatever Wednesday
Yesterday.
was. Okay. Yeah, that's I know that because I was like, oh shit, this movie might actually be real terrible. I think it has a chance to be good, but it does feel like it does have that Halloween vibe, which I'm looking for. So you know what, I'd like to just put this on and not to worry about being scared and just watching something fun. And I was like, shit, I'll just do that. And I was like, oh, it doesn't come out yet. Because that was like a few days ago. And I was having such trouble finding anything that felt like Halloween to me. I was having all these horror movies come up. But even then, they weren't ones I was interested in. If it was ones that people recommended or I thought looked really interesting, I would. But all of them just looked so dumb. And I was like, I don't want to do this. So I found that. And then I figured out it wasn't available yet. So I'm actually excited to watch that. And like I said, I'm worried it might be too dumb. But if it has a Halloween vibe and it's not just so dumb that's not even funny, that'd be enough for me.
Yeah, that's funny you mentioned that 2 days ago. Tuesday night. Tuesday night. Me and Renee were trying to watch it too.
Oh, really?
And it was like, comes out tomorrow. I was like, are you shitting me?
I thought today, I feel like that movie would have benefited from, and I think it would have got a lot more attention if you went the Eight Crazy Nights route and made it a cartoon. And even, he could have even done like, been cheesy like Charlie Brown and all the specials do and just have all the same characters but put them in that world, have Whitey but in the Halloween world.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah. And then since I couldn't find anything, I decided to still kind of go on that end of not really being sure and put on the Scream TV show. Do you remember that on MTV? I didn't watch it, but do you remember that? I think 2017 is when it came back on.
Yeah, I think so. It was right after the movie, right?
Yeah.
The new movie.
It's kind of drawing me in because it has the vibes of the first one. It's beyond fucking cheesy though.
Wow.
But again, I feel like if you judge it fairly, if you really look at Scream, you're like, this movie's pretty fucking cheesy in itself. And this one seems worse because instead of like the phone calls and everything, they try and go out of their way to be like social media and do all these things. And on one hand, I didn't like that, but on the other hand, I was like, I mean, think about like when we were watching the original Scream, if they use like, I don't know what fucking,
Pictures.
yeah. I was like, okay, that's kind of fucking weird. So I feel like we're kind of at the point where like we're old men now, but I feel like majority of people, especially putting on MTV, if they, what the fuck, why are they calling these house phone? What is this? So I feel like as cheesy as it is and kind of annoying, I was like, I mean, this does make sense and makes it a lot more realistic for the modern day. And then some actors and actresses definitely stick out way worse than others. But again, I feel like you had that in Scream. Like some of the people are like, that wasn't bad. And then you have people like, even though he's in one of my favorite shows, you have people like Skeet Ulrich. And what's ends up, spoilers, ends up being the killer in Scream. Do you remember good old Skeet?
Oh yeah.
Was,
And then Scary Movie, or was it? Where was he Doofy at? Where they made him Doofy?
that was a scary
Was it
movie.
Scary Movie?
See, that's how I knew that I had in my head that Scream was like this glory of a film and like top notch. But when I think the moment I realized it wasn't, even though I still enjoy it, I'm not like, yeah, this movie sucks. I realized it wasn't what I hyped it up to be. Is in my mind, shit, was David Arquette, was he in the Scream or was he in a Scary Movie? And who is Doofy? And the fact I'm mixing these two up is probably a sign that there wasn't the highest quality of acting and writing in that movie.
What do you? I meant to mention this to you, man, a couple episodes ago. It's funny you mentioned David Arquette. He's coming out as like he's going even crazier in wrestling now.
Oh, really?
And there's like a documentary coming out about him doing like extreme backyard wrestling, like bloody, like Attitude Era shit from when we were kids. I'm not sure if the documentary's out yet or not, but I'd be all about getting it and watching it with you because I feel like
No, I'd be down.
maybe you or my dad's the only person that I think I could watch this with and understand it.
Yeah, I'd be down. You know how much I watch Radio Rumble.
Yeah.
I want to rewatch it. I think it would not be very good now, but I want to rewatch it.
God, I hope so. I hope it's amazing because I loved that movie as a kid. I think one of the funniest scenes was he puts his finger in his butthole.
Oh, yeah.
Puts a Slurpee up there. He smells weird. Your brother Nick kind of reminds me of his character in that.
Yeah, I could see that.
But yeah, so back to Scream though. I remember watching that. There's AC. We're talking all the spooky stuff. The remake, man, that was really fun. I went and watched that with my sister, which is who I originally watched all the Screams with.
Yeah.
My sister's a huge Scream fan. She's the same age as you too, so she's a little bit older than me. So, I'm not sure if the remake was good or was the fact just nostalgia taking over for me because it's just me and her in the theater and we watched Scream and it was crazy. And then my nephew, I don't know if it's my sister that got him into it, but he's like changed all his social media profile pics to
Ghostface.
Ghostface, yeah, Ghostface. God damn it. And I sound like the old man now. I remember when people talking about like Michael Myers and shit when I was a kid. Now that's how I feel with Ghostface.
Yeah.
Cause I'm like, did you know Ghostface? Yeah, man. Like it's just blowing my mind. And
Yeah.
but yeah, I really like the remake, so I might give the TV show a shot.
Yeah, I'm only a couple episodes in, and
Well, it wasn't a remake, right? It was like almost like a reunion.
Yeah.
Thing. Sorry, go ahead.
I think if you could get past the bad writing and bad acting, you could definitely enjoy it. Like some of the kills, I couldn't believe it was on MTV. I don't know if they may forward it out if you watch on TV, because like he cuts somebody's throat and the blood comes shooting out. They show somebody. I mean, you know this stuff's gonna happen, so it's not a spoiler. I'm not telling you who or when. Somebody gets hung and they show it, and like show the struggling and everything. They don't like cut away. And I was kind of surprised they were showing that on MTV. This is kind of shocking for something like this. So I feel like you'd be really into that stuff. But that's all I've been watching. You want to get into the free games?
Sure, man.
So on Xbox One, you have the Book of Unwritten Rules 2 till October 15th, and Slayway Camp Butcher's Cut till October 31st. And you have Sphinx and the Cursed, I almost said Monkey, Mummy till October 16th. I didn't add Costume Quest on here. I feel like that would be on here. I thought I did. Let me look at games with gold.
Gold's dead, bud.
They still call it that. So, games with gold.
There was a Master Chief costume at Costco today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they had a little costume area.
So, when will we be doing our next episode? Maybe that's why I didn't have it on.
There was plenty of them left, but there was like nothing left of the Mandalorian ones.
Oh. Oh, that's why. By the time we do our next episode, those will be off and that'll be on. So that is all for Xbox this week. On PlayStation, you have Need for Speed Payback and Vampire till November 2nd. And then, you got any fake outrage?
No.
Me either.
Last night I was even like kind of staying awake. I was like, dude, what was the one I thought of? Like, oh, this is going to be perfect for fake outrage.
Uh-huh.
And then I forgot it.
It happens. I don't either. We've mentioned it a couple times, but we're going to do a 24-hour Extra Life stream. I'm super excited about it. I think I'll probably put out a video within the next couple weeks going over all the details of the dates and our plans and whatnot, so I can put out a better video explaining it all. And then I guess we should also talk about going forward, as long as everything works out, because we both have full-time jobs and relationships and normal daily life. But normally we record on Thursdays and try and put it out on Fridays as long as everything goes well. But this will be the last week we do that. We're going to try and do it Wednesday nights now, and then hopefully have them out on Thursdays. So that's the plan going forward.
Yep.
So anything else for you?
I love you.
As always, you can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Current Backlog. And you can email any corrections, questions, or feedback to currentbackloggers@gmail.com.